Hello and welcome back, Better Health community. Let's be honest, the hardest part of getting back in shape isn't the first workout. It's not the soreness, finding the time, or even the sweat. The hardest part is the second workout. It's showing up again after that initial spark of motivation is gone and the reality of starting over really sinks in. That little gap between workout 1 and workout 2 is where most fitness journeys die before they even start. Before we get back into the details, do us and yourself a quick favor and hit the like button. Click subscribe to join the Better Health community. As a member, you'll get science-backed content on health tips, workout routines, music, superfoods and more. Enjoy huge savings when you shop online at the Better Health Wellness and Fitness store. Power up your life with our organic protein, vitamins, energy drinks and more. Link in the description. What if you could guarantee you'd show up for workout number 2, and 3, and 4? What if the secret wasn't destroying yourself in the first session, but finishing it with the energy and confidence to know, without a doubt, you can do it again? Today, we're not just doing a workout. We are officially hitting the restart button on your fitness, and we're doing it so smartly that showing up tomorrow will feel easy, not impossible. If you feel like you're starting from square one, this is for you. If the gym feels intimidating, if other beginner workouts have left you feeling defeated, or if you're coming back after a long break and everything feels totally alien, welcome. You're in the right place. This isn't about before and after photos or chasing some ridiculous physical ideal. This is about one simple, powerful goal: building a sustainable habit that makes you feel good in your own body. We're going to move together through a simple, effective, and truly low-impact routine. You don't need any equipment, you don't need a lot of space, and you absolutely do not need any experience. Every single move is designed to be safe, build functional strength, and most importantly, build your confidence. This is your foundation, so forget everything you think a workout should be. Let's focus on what it can do for you, right here and now. Before we move a muscle, let's get on the same page about our strategy, because the how is what makes all the difference. The biggest mistake you can make when starting out is confusing intensity with effectiveness. We've all been sold this idea that a good workout has to leave you gasping for air and completely wiped out. But when you're just starting, that's a one-way ticket to burnout. A workout that leaves you too sore to function pretty much guarantees you won't be working out again the next day. Our goal is consistency over intensity. Think about it. Which is better? One epic, hour-long workout that leaves you on the couch for a week, or 3 shorter, manageable workouts you actually get done? The evidence is clear. How long a workout is plays a huge role in whether someone sticks with it. Shorter, 20 to 30-minute sessions just feel more doable on a busy day, which means you're far more likely to do them. And it's the doing, that consistent repetition, that creates real, lasting change. That's why today's routine is built on a proven structure. 5 minutes to warm up, 20 minutes for our main circuit, and 5 minutes to cool down. This 5/25 format is the gold standard for a balanced session. It makes sure we prep the body for movement, get a solid block of full body work in, and then recover properly to cut down on stiffness and soreness. We'll be hitting all the body's major muscle groups at once, which is the heart of functional fitness, training movements you actually use in daily life. This builds practical strength and improves your overall coordination and balance. So, let go of that go hard or go home mindset. Today, our mantra is start smart, and come back tomorrow. Alright, it's time to start moving. The whole point of this warm-up is to gently get your heart rate up, send some blood flow to your muscles, and get your joints ready for action. Think of it as kindly waking your body up and telling it, hey, it's time to do a little work. We're going to flow through 5 simple movements for about a minute each. Don't stress about perfection, just focus on how you feel. First up, let's just march in place. Stand up tall, pull your shoulders back, and start lifting your knees. They don't have to be high, just enough to find a rhythm. Let your arms swing naturally, like you're out for a brisk walk. We're just getting the engine running here. This is the most accessible cardio on the planet and a perfect way to start. Let's keep this going, nice and easy. Now, let's move into some arm circles. You can keep marching or plant your feet shoulder width apart. Stretch your arms out to your sides, parallel to the floor. Start making small, controlled circles forward. After about 30 seconds, we'll switch directions. Really feel that movement in your shoulder joint. We're getting the upper body, especially those rotator cuffs, ready for what's next. Okay, let's reverse those circles. Still nice and controlled. Great. Next, we'll do some side-to-side step touches. Stand with your feet together, then take a step out to your right and tap your left foot beside it. Now, step to the left and tap your right foot. If you're feeling it, add a little arm swing across your body. This gets us moving in a different direction, laterally, which is so important for your hip stability and balance. We're still keeping the pace gentle. Let's slow it down for some gentle toe touches. Stand with your feet about hip-width apart and put a small bend in your knees. Keeping your back straight, hinge forward from your hips and reach down toward your toes. You do not have to touch them. Just go as far as you feel a light stretch in the back of your legs, your hamstrings. Then, slowly come back up. This is a dynamic stretch, moving through the range of motion instead of holding still, and it's fantastic for your lower back and hamstrings. Finally, some light torso twists. With your feet planted firmly, just gently twist your upper body from side to side. Let your arms be loose and swing with you. The movement should come from your core, not your hips. We're waking up the spine and the muscles in your abs and lower back. This rotational mobility is something you use all day, every day. And that's it. 5 minutes down. You should feel a bit warmer, a little looser, and ready for the main circuit. You did the first part. Let's keep it going. Welcome to the main event. Our 20-minute, full-body circuit. We've got 6 exercises that are simple, super effective, and easy to adjust to your level. We're going to do each one with control, focusing on good form. We'll aim to complete 2 full rounds. The most important rule? Listen to your body. Rest when you need to. If anything is actually painful, stop. Remember, our goal is consistency, and you can't be consistent if you're injured. First up, bodyweight squats. We'll aim for 10 to 15 reps. Stand with your feet just a bit wider than your shoulders, toes pointed slightly out. Keep your chest proud and look straight ahead. Now, imagine you're about to sit back in a chair. Lower your hips back and down, keeping your weight in your heels. Only go as low as you can while keeping your back straight. Then, push through your heels to stand right back up. Squats are the king of exercises. They strengthen your whole lower body and core. Next, we have incline push-ups. Let's go for 8 to 10 reps. Instead of doing these on the floor, which can be tough when you're starting out, we'll use a wall, a sturdy table, or a countertop. The higher the surface, the more manageable it will be. Face your surface, place your hands on it slightly wider than your shoulders, and step your feet back so your body makes a straight line from head to heels. Bend your elbows to lower your chest toward the surface, then push back to the start. This is a great way to build chest, shoulder, and tricep strength without too much strain. Our third exercise is the glute bridge. We'll do 10 to 15 reps. Lie on your back with your knees bent, feet flat on the floor about hip-width apart, and your arms down by your sides. Squeeze your glutes and lift your hips off the floor until your body is in a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Hold it at the top for a second, really feel that squeeze, then slowly lower back down. This is an amazing move for firing up your glutes and hamstrings and supporting your lower back. From there, we move to alternating reverse lunges. We're aiming for 8 reps on each leg. Stand tall. Take a big step back with your right foot, lowering both knees to about 90-degree angles. Your front knee should be right over your ankle, and your back knee should hover just above the floor. Push off that back foot to come back to the start, then do the same on the left side. If your balance feels shaky, just hold onto a wall or a chair. Lunges are excellent for building single leg strength and stability. Exercise number 5 is the plank hold. We'll hold for 20 to 30 seconds. You can do this on your forearms or your hands. The key is making one straight line from your head to your heels. Tighten your core by pulling your belly button toward your spine. Don't let your hips sag down or stick up in the air. If a full plank is too much, just drop to your knees. It's still incredibly effective. The plank is one of the best moves for building deep core strength, which protects your spine and improves your posture. And finally, our last exercise is 45 to 60 seconds of marching in place or low-impact step jacks. This is our little cardio burst to keep the heart rate up. For step jacks, you're just stepping one foot out to the side at a time while moving your arms, no jumping required. Pick a pace that feels right for you. This light cardio finisher is great for your cardiovascular endurance. Once you finish all 6 exercises, take a 60 to 90 second rest. Grab a sip of water, catch your breath, and then we're going to do it all one more time from the top. Remember, focus on your form, not how fast you can go. You made it. You finished the main workout, and that is a huge deal. Now it's time to bring our bodies back to a state of rest. This cool down is just as important as the warm-up. It helps lower your heart rate gradually, reduces muscle soreness tomorrow, and improves your flexibility. We'll hold each stretch for about 30 seconds. First, for about a minute, let's just slow everything way down. Walk slowly around your room or march very gently in place. Take deep, calming breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. We're telling our body that the hard work is done. Now for a quad stretch. Stand near a wall or chair for balance. Grab your right foot and gently pull your heel toward your butt, feeling a nice stretch in the front of your thigh. Try to keep your knees together and stand up tall. Hold it right there. Don't forget to breathe. Okay, let's switch legs. Gently release and do the same with your left foot. Next up is the hamstring stretch. Sit down on the floor and straighten your right leg out in front of you. Bend your left leg and place the bottom of your left foot against your right inner thigh. Gently lean forward from your hips, reaching toward your right foot until you feel a comfortable stretch. Hold it. Now, slowly come up and switch sides. Left leg out, right leg in, and gently lean forward. After that, let's do a chest and shoulder stretch. You can stand or sit for this. Clasp your hands together behind your back. Straighten your arms and gently squeeze your shoulder blades together to open up your chest. You should feel a great stretch across the front of your shoulders. This feels especially amazing if you've been sitting at a desk. Finally, let's end with a minute of deep breathing. Find a comfortable position, sitting or lying down. Close your eyes if you want. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose and feel your belly expand like a balloon. Then, slowly exhale through your mouth and feel it fall. Just focus on your breath. Acknowledge the work you just did. Be proud of what you just gave your body and your mind. And, you're done. That was your perfect 30-minute workout. Remember, the goal was never perfection in 30 minutes. The real goal is to create a habit that serves you for a lifetime. The best workout program in the world is the one you actually stick with. Try to do this routine 2 or 3 times a week to start. As you get stronger, you can add more reps, take less rest, or try a tougher variation. But for now, just focus on showing up. Thank you for trusting us with your time today. Now go enjoy the feeling of doing something truly amazing for yourself. We'll see you in the next workout.